As usual, you post your questions related to the topic of the session, and many of you were interested in knowing other tools that had been most useful, favorite tools, tools that had been helpful, collaborative tools that other colleagues had used. You wanted to know about that. Also, you were curious about what tools your colleagues had found interesting in order to start using beginning this year. You were also curious about whether your colleagues found there were opportunities for improvement in terms of collaboration at Success Academy. Also, you were curious about other tools that were better than Google Docs for what you were doing with it. And then you were curious about issues, drawbacks, disadvantages, problems that people had had with collaborative technologies. And in terms of the useful or favorite tools your colleagues mentioned, there were basically two tools. The first one was Google Docs, which many of you have used, and apparently it's been a useful resource for many. And Dropbox was the other one that was mentioned. You also talked about technologies that would be interesting to use for next year. And here there was a lot of variation. Many different tools were mentioned. For example, Google Docs. Some people wanted to make better use of it. Some others wanted to try Dropbox. They were curious about screen sharing. For example, Join Me. They wanted to use Scribbler, Project Peer, My Simple Surface, Twidla. So many colleagues found many different tools from those that were mentioned in this session's texts as potentially useful tools for your teaching and learning and collaboration. Those of you who provided opportunities for improvement in collaboration at Success Academy mentioned that you were interested in seeing more collaboration across networks and not just with other schools from the Success Network, but also from schools that were co-located or other schools in the same neighborhood that you could collaborate with. You also talked about, for example, making tools more interactive. And finally, you talked about more sharing across the schools in the network.